Chapter 8. Fig Leaves and Flaming Swords. The skins came first. God did not speak. He simply took an animal, one of the lambs that had followed Adam like a friend only hours before, lifted it, and ended its life. The first blood ever spilled soaked into Eden's soil, dark and final. Adam stood trembling while God skinned the lamb with his own hands. Then he clothed them. The fig leaves fell away, useless, already curling brown at the edges. Warm hides settled on their shoulders, heavy with the smell of death and mercy. Neither of them could look at the carcass. God knelt beside Adam, placed the small, lifeless body in his arms, and spoke the first lesson of the new world.
This is how you will be covered, not by leaves that wither, by blood that does not belong to you.
Adam watched the smoke rise from the small fire God kindled over the remains, and something broke open in him that would never close again. Semyaza turned away, wings wrapped tight around himself.
The first theology lesson in a cursed world. Someone else must bleed.
Zeruel said nothing. He only watched the smoke ascend, already seeing, in ways he could not yet name, a greater lamb and a greater covering still centuries away. Then God spoke again, quiet, terrible, final.
Lest he reach out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat, and live forever in this.
He did not finish the sentence. He did not need to. The ground shook. Cherubim appeared, 4 of them, faces we knew, eyes we had once sung beside the throne. A sword of flame kindled in the air between them, turning every way, alive, hungry, unyielding. God turned his back on the garden. Adam took Eve's hand. They walked east, past the bleeding lamb, past the flashing sword, past the cherubim who would not meet their eyes. The gates of Eden closed behind them with a sound no ear heard, and every heart felt. And then the silence broke. Semyaza rounded on me the moment the sword's light touched his wings.
That was it? That was the great plan? One bite, one innocent lamb slaughtered, one sword, and forever is decided.
He swept his arm toward the east, where 2 small figures stumbled into a world now cursed. You told me love. You told me mercy. I just watched love kill a lamb and drive its children into thorns with a flaming sword across the only door home. Explain that, Zeruel. Explain how that is love. I opened my mouth and found my own heart trembling. The lamb died so they would not have to hide anymore, I said. The sword stands so they will not live forever clothed in shame. He barred the way to the tree of life so death could one day be undone. Semyaza laughed, sharp, broken, centuries of sorrow in one sound.
Undo death. He just pronounced it. To dust you shall return. His own words, not the serpent's. And every child born from this day forward will inherit that dust because of one choice in one garden that he rigged from the beginning.
The choice was real, I answered. The command was clear. They bore his image. They were never puppets. Semyaza stepped closer, eyes blazing.
Real choice? Put the tree in the center. Put the lyre beside it. Put curiosity in her heart and silence in the man's mouth. Then stand back and watch them fail. That is not choice, brother. That is a trap wearing the mask of freedom.
And yet he clothed them, I said. He did not leave them naked in their shame.
He clothed them with death. The first blood ever shed was not theirs. It was the lamb's. He made them wear the skin of the innocent so they would never forget what their freedom cost. That is not mercy. That is a reminder carved in flesh.
It is a covering, I replied, voice dropping, almost pleading. A foreshadow. The lamb died in their place.
In their place? Then why are they still dying? Why is the ground cursed? Why is every womb from now until the end sentenced to pain, because of what happened under that tree.
He pointed west, where the sword still turned, relentless.
You heard the promise. Her offspring will crush your head. A bruised heel and a crushed skull. More blood. Always more blood. Is that the love you keep defending? A story that only ends when enough innocent blood has soaked the earth.
I felt the old shield crack in my hands. I do not understand it all, I admitted. But I heard the promise too. The woman's seed. One day the serpent will lose. One day the curse will be rolled back. One day death itself will die. Samyaza's wings drooped, suddenly heavy.
One day, he said quietly, lethal, exhausted. After how many graves, after how many centuries of thorns and sweat and dust? You call that justice? I call it cruelty dressed in patience.
He looked east again, where Adam and Eve had vanished into the haze.
They were naked and unashamed. Now they are clothed in death and banished forever. If this is how God loves, I am done defending it.
He turned and walked east, following the exiles, not fleeing them. His shadow stretched long across the cursed ground, wings trailing like broken banners. I did not follow. I could not. Behind me the sword kept turning. Before me the world had just learned how to bleed. And between us, for the first time, the argument had begun that would outlast every empire.